Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys predicted to replace Trevon Diggs with injured star. It has been 2 years since the Cowboys handed out an eye-opening contract to cornerback Trevon Diggs, and at the time, it seemed like a very good idea. Diggs had been one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL in 2021, with a league-best 11 interceptions and a quarterback rating allowed of 55.8. He followed that up with a good year in 2022, and the Cowboys rewarded him with 5 years and $97 million. Since then, though, things have gone sideways for Diggs. He suffered a torn ACL in practice, just 2 games into the 2023 season. He returned in 2024 for 11 games, but the injury bug bit again, first with a groin problem. Then, Diggs needed another surgery on the knee he'd gotten fixed the previous year. This year, Diggs has played 6 games and has been a disaster when healthy, allowing a rating of 148.7 to passers throwing his way. He went out with a concussion at first, after week 6, but it was subsequently announced that Diggs was also dealing with another knee injury, this time, in his right knee, not the left knee that had been surgically repaired the previous year. Diggs is slated to return to the Cowboys this week, on Thursday against the Lions, but it's become clear that he might not be long for the team. At The Athletic, draft guru Dane Brugler is projecting that the Cowboys will address the problem in this year's draft, by taking Jermid McCoy of Tennessee. The irony there, though, is that McCoy is also dealing with a knee injury. Wrote Brugler. With Trevon Diggs' future in Dallas in doubt, the Cowboys might look to upgrade at cornerback. Since he's coming back from an ACL tear, McCoy hasn't produced any 2025 tape to evaluate. However, his 2024 tape was outstanding, and he will be more than a year removed from his injury by the NFL scouting combine. Dallas has never been shy about taking chances on players coming off injury. The Cowboys do, indeed, have no aversion to drafting injured players, as they did with East Carolina's Siobhan Revel, another cornerback the team could potentially use to replace Diggs, long-term. There's also 2024 fifth-rounder Kalen Carson, who has a potential to stick. But the Cowboys want to use Darren Bland in the slot, and that has left them thin at corner on the edges. Diggs will help fill that gap for now, but it's a position that could certainly use draft help in Dallas. Brugler also has the Cowboys taking C.J. Allen from Georgia, a linebacker who could help bolster another thin position on the roster. Allen would come with the pick the Cowboys got from the Packers. It's doubtful that the Cowboys would use a first-rounder on a linebacker, but depth there would be useful, too. Cowboys deliver good news on injured star defender. If we're going to be technical about it, the rebuilding of the Cowboys' defense on the fly this season began not at the trade deadline with the addition of defensive lineman Quinnen Williams and linebacker Logan Wilson, but back in late September, when the Cowboys finally got around to replacing Micah Parsons in the pass-rushing unit with the addition of veteran Pro Bowler Jadeveon Clowney. On the season, Clowney has been more of a part-time player than he has at any other time in his career, playing in just under 40% of the Cowboys' snaps, but he remains effective at getting after the quarterback. He has 4.0 sacks on the season, and racked up 2 of those against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Clowney, though, suffered a hamstring injury and was limited in practice on Monday. There is concern he won't be ready to go against Detroit on Thursday night, though there is some reason for optimism, according to team owner Jerry Jones. Speaking on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, Jones said he is expecting that Clowney will be suited up for the Cowboys in Week 14. As he said on Tuesday, "I look to him to be available this short week, really not a short week for us. But we don't have many days left for him to be out there," Jones said. "Planning on him playing, but that's not a given. You have to, this truly is warm him up out there before the game on Thursday, and if they can play, then you'll make them active." He had 2 sacks in the ballgame the other day. Clowney came in as the number 1 pick in the draft, as you all know. And Clowney has maintained a level of playing in all the years that he has been here. He has had 2 games back-to-back that really are very noteworthy. Clowney has, indeed, been just what the Cowboys needed on the outside, as they've replaced Parsons not with star power but, rather, with depth and versatility. At Pro Football Focus, the Cowboys' defensive pass rush has been steadily on the rise. Clowney rates number 35 out of 114 on PFF's pass rusher grades, while rookie Donovan Ezeruoku has made his presence increasingly felt too. Ezeruoku ranks number 18 on PFF's list of pass rushers this year, and the Cowboys, who were near the bottom of the NFL in pressuring the quarterback in the early going of the season, now rank as the number 11 overall pass rush. Cowboys, Eagles, Lions could fight over $106.5 million off-season trade candidate. 3 teams to keep an eye on when it comes to adding an impact edge rusher in 2026 are the Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, and Detroit Lions. The Lions failed to make any improvements to their pass rush this season. The Lions thought they were set with Al-Quadin Muhammad as their complement to Aiden Hutchinson, but the career backup has started to look like one after a hot start to the season, and the Lions' pass rush has suffered as a result. The Cowboys traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers and have yet to make an addition that can even come close to replacing his sack production. Rumors suggested the Cowboys were trying to add an edge rusher before the trade deadline, but that never came to fruition. Philadelphia did manage to boost its edge rusher group with the trade for Jaylon Phillips with the Miami Dolphins, but Phillips is going to be a free agent in 2026, and even if he's re-signed, the Eagles could use more juice. One player all 3 teams will no doubt be keeping an eye on is Las Vegas Raiders star edge rusher Max Crosby, who was recently pegged as a trade candidate in 2026 by NFL Trade Rumors Logan Ulrich. The Raiders have not had any interest in trading Crosby, however, after what has been another terrible season that has seen the team make 0 progress under first-year head coach Pete Carroll, Crosby could very well change his stance and ask to be traded to a contending team. We know the Cowboys made a play for Crosby ahead of the trade deadline, according to rumors, so they will certainly be in play for him. A package for Crosby could start with a first-round pick and go from there. The Cowboys have 2 in 2026, which puts them in a better position than the Eagles and Lions to land the Raiders star.